Well, Microsoft dropped a nuclear bomb on Sony with yesterday's news. Just in case you missed it, Microsoft bought Bethesda, and what that means is they have all the rights for all the Bethesda titles like Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Starfield, Fallout, and of course, Doom, and many, many more. I'm gonna make this video giving my thoughts on this situation from a Doom fan's perspective, although it can still be applied to the other game titles as well. I mostly upload Doom related content on this channel, so I might as well focus more on Doom's perspective. Without a doubt, this situation is going to help Doom for sure when it comes to the Game Pass situation. Just in case you guys don't know what Game Pass is, it's basically Netflix for video games. I've been wanting to see Doom 2016 on Game Pass because it's going to help with the game's exposure. It's also going to help with SnapMap for sure if people do find enough interest in taking advantage of SnapMap, because I personally believe we can always have more SnapMap players or mappers working on Doom 2016's sandbox. So if both modern Doom games come to Game Pass, that's just great news, and more people will be playing the game, which is always nice, but let's take it from a different perspective. Let's talk more about the business side of this. When I first read this news, I wanted to know if Doom will be an Xbox exclusive at all. I mean, Microsoft owns the right, so, it's possible, but I found a source that kind of denies it, and I will post the sources I'm talking about, and you guys can give it a read, so you guys know that I'm not making all of this up. The first source is basically Todd Howard giving his thoughts on this whole Microsoft buying Bethesda decision, but the thing that caught my attention while reading this message was the last few paragraphs where he mentioned about how Todd believes in putting games on more than one system and one screen. But my second source tells me that there will be possible Xbox exclusives for future Bethesda titles, but it's on a case-by-case basis. So there's still a lot of vague and unclear answers by both of these sources, but if I can just realistically predict what's going to happen for future titles from Bethesda, I'll simply say that the majority of future Bethesda titles, they're going to be multi-platform, but I do believe there will be a sense of favoritism at the same time. Basically, let's just say Doom Immortal is the sequel to Doom Eternal, and it's going to be a timed Xbox and PC exclusive, and maybe around a year later, PlayStation users can play the game. That's how I basically believe it's going to happen. If anyone remembers Rise of the Tomb Raider, Microsoft actually paid the developers an extra cash to make it a timed Xbox exclusive, and then it came out to the other platforms, the PC and PlayStation, later on. I think the Bethesda titles are probably going to be in that same situation, so I think that's the most realistic way we can see how future Bethesda titles are going to be released. A part of me do believe that Microsoft is still going to show love to the PC crowd, because let's be honest here, if the next Doom is simply a timed Xbox exclusive, and I mean literally a game that you can only play on the Xbox, I think it's going to get a lot of backlash from the PC crowd, especially Doom as a whole is a very important series to the PC world, so I think it makes sense to make it both Xbox and PC timed exclusive. Personally, I think if you are a big fan of Doom or any of those Bethesda titles, I think it's a much better decision to game on your PC or Xbox. Especially according to my third source, these games will be on Game Pass on day one, and you can simply play the latest Bethesda titles for just like around $5 to $15 per month, depending your subscription plans. Because next-gen games are going to be expensive. They're going to be $70 a pop. So if you're planning on playing the AAA games on day one, and Bethesda is known for releasing AAA titles, it might be better to take advantage of that Game Pass. Like I said, it's just a better deal to play on either PC and Xbox platform to secure yourself, because obviously there's still a lot of unclear answers, but the fact that Microsoft paid Bethesda so much money, there's going to be some sort of favoritism towards the PC and Xbox platform. Other than that, I was just blown away by this piece of information, and I think this is going to be a huge incentive for people to buy an Xbox over PlayStation, and I do hope maybe we can see a Halo and Doom crossover, which is something I've always wanted when I was young, but I think now it's quite possible due to these circumstances. Does anyone else want a Halo and Doom crossover? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed what I discussed.